Hey guys, I'm Jimmy Conrad from Kick TV, and I'm heading to Chile for Copa America. So Copa 90 asked me to put together a list of players to keep an eye on during the competition, if only to make you guys sound smarter to your friends. And with the likes of Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and the 2011 champions Uruguay, minus Luis Suarez, all playing, this not only made my list an interesting one, but it's going to make for an unforgettable fan experience, which is why I'm going. So make sure you're subscribed to Kick TV to see all of that fun stuff. But whatever, back to the task at hand. At this very moment, this is my top 10 players to pay attention to at Copa America 2015 for Copa 90. Starting off at number 10, Roque Santa Cruz. I might know a thing or two about the Paraguayan international since I played against him in this very tournament back in 2007. And while he finished that tournament with 3 goals, he didn't score a single one against the USA, baby, and that's what matters. At least to me. But that's all in the past. The present is here, and Roque is still a player who has a lot to offer his country, even though he's on the wrong side of 30. And here's why. He's going to have a huge chip on his shoulder after Paraguay lost 3-0 to Uruguay in the 2011 Copa America final, so they're going to want to totally redeem themselves, especially since they have Uruguay in their group. And also, this will most likely be his last big international tournament for his country, and that could prove to be an emotional motivating factor. At number 9, it's Radamel Falcao. The very rich, misfiring Colombian international, formerly of Manchester United, but still kind of with Monaco, missed last summer's World Cup through injury, and questions have been repeatedly asked since then about whether he'll be able to regain the form that made him one of the best strikers in the world. So this tournament could be his last opportunity to answer that question. Does he still have it, or is he finished? With most eyes focusing on his former teammate at Monaco and breakout World Cup star James Rodriguez, I believe it's going to be up to Falcao to score the vital goals if Colombia want to make a deep run in the tournament. In the 8th spot, it's Enner Valencia. Ecuador's young star enters the tournament coming off a first season in England, which led to a solid yet unspectacular 5 goals across all competitions for West Ham. But despite a somewhat low output in the Premier League, this player has an incredible amount of talent, and La Tricolor's potential success will ride on his shoulders. Much like it did at last summer's World Cup, where he scored all of Ecuador's goals at the tournament, and his continued form for his national team, where he scored 4 goals in his last 4 games. At number 7, it's Salomon Rondon. If Venezuela have a chance at making some noise in Chile, then look no further than their star striker Salomon Rondon. The 25-year-old who plies his trade for Zenit St. Petersburg scored 16 goals this season for his club, and he'll be looking to add to his 17 goals for his country to get them out of a very tough group, which includes Brazil and Colombia. In the 6th spot, it's Andre Carrillo. The Sporting Lisbon man had a breakout year in Portugal, registering 7 goals and 16 assists across all competitions. But can he carry that momentum at the club level over to the international level? That'll be the big question, because he's only scored 1 goal in 26 appearances for his beloved country of Peru, but he's only 23, and that's a nice age to get your first taste of the Copa America, and a nice age to break out on the international stage to help him make a move to a bigger club and help Peru sneak out of Group C, which includes Brazil, Colombia, and Venezuela. At number 5, it's Raul Jimenez. Because Mexico, one of the 2 teams invited to the Copa America to represent CONCACAF, will be bringing Senor Jimenez to lead their forwards rather than the more well-known Javier Chicharito Hernandez. And Jimenez, like Chicharito, plays in Madrid, only across town with Atletico. However, he didn't have the best of seasons under Diego Simeone and with Los Colchoneros. Only 1 goal in 17 appearances, but the guy is young, and he's got plenty of time to improve, which means that this tournament is a fantastic opportunity for him to step up and establish himself on the international stage, which usually leads to success at the club level as well. Sitting comfortably in 4th, it's Edinson Cavani. Thanks to Luis Suarez and his desire to savor the delicious flavor of other people's skin, it's Cavani's time to shine. The best part about this situation is that Cavani is used to it. He's been stepping out of the shadow of another star striker, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, all season, when Zlatan was hurt or suspended or disinterested, and Cavani scored double-digit goals again and helped PSG repeat as league champions. But can he help Uruguay repeat as Copa America champions? The guy is fearless and patient, and his finishes are oftentimes nothing short of sublime, so there's no question he's going to score in this tournament. But can El Matador do it without one of the best strikers in the world? I'm not so sure. But every time people count out Uruguay, myself included, they seem to do well. At 3rd, it's Roberto Firmino. After a very solid year in the Bundesliga at Hoffenheim with 6 goals and 9 assists, Firmino has a chance to cement his spot in the Brazil squad at his first international tournament. The 23-year-old debuted for his country in November, but already has 2 goals and 4 appearances for the national team. Will his emergence as a real threat to opposing defenses take some of the pressure off of Neymar and help Brazil to its first Copa America since 2007? We'll have to wait and see. In the second spot, it's Javier Pastore. If you believe that Ronaldo or Messi are the best players on earth, then most people, myself included, would consider you to be a sane, rational person. If you're Manchester United legend Eric Cantona, however, you think all of us sane, rational people are insane because you believe that Javier Pastore is the best player in the world right now. That's right, Javier Pastore. And the best part? Cantona could be proved right if Argentina win it all because Leo Messi can't earn his first major trophy for his country by himself. He's gonna need some help, and Pastore is one of the main guys he's going to need to lean on. And finally, in the top spot, the big cheese, the whole enchilada, the top banana, it's Alexis Sanchez. The man has been in form for both club, Arsenal, and country, Chile, since his sterling performance at the World Cup in Brazil, which helped him lift the Gunners onto his broad shoulders with 24 goals in all competitions this past season, which helped him finally get higher than 4th. His new challenge? His country is hosting this tournament, and that can be a blessing, since every game will be a home game, and a curse, because every game will be a home game. And the expectations will be that this is why they should win it all, which would be the first time the country has ever won anything. So no pressure, Alexis. You got this. So there you have it. That is my top 10. And what did you guys think of it? Would you have changed any of the names? Are there any potential or current superstars that I'm missing outside of the obvious ones? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you're subbed to my brothers at Copa 90. They're good people over there. And of course, if you want, I'm not forcing you to or anything, but make sure you come check out Kick TV in June to see what I get up to in Chile at Copa America. All right, I'm out. Later.